Before we get into today's trade mailbag here on Chicago Bears Now, gotta hit you with this question. What is your favorite Halloween candy? I'm a big Reese's Pieces guy. They go hard. Let me know, what is your favorite Halloween candy? Let me know in the comments. I hope you're able to trick or treat, or you can take your kids trick or treating this year. It's a weird year. If you do it safely. Let me know. Favorite candy. Let's start today's show. We'll start today's Bears trade mailbag with Ghostly Chino's idea. Joe Thuney coming to Chicago for a 2021 third, and I had to make the fourth a 2022 fourth, Ghostly, because the Bears don't have a fourth this year due to trading up for Travis Gibson. Last year, that's really worked out as he can't get his way on the field. That's neither here nor there. Guys, we need an offensive lineman in Chicago. Ryan Pace has to do something. Oh, Quinton Spain gets cut. He's a solid starting caliber guy. Oh, we don't want him. Let's just let him go to the Cincinnati Bengals. Chicago has got to do something. Rashad Coward stinks. Cody Whitehair may not even play this week. And the rest of this group sucks too. This offensive line is bad, guys. It might be the worst in the league, and that's saying something, especially with a team like the Dallas Cowboys, who is down 4 starters on their offensive line. This Bears group stinks. Ryan Pace, I'm just going to ask this question because I think the answer is yes. Should Ryan Pace be fired if he doesn't trade for an offensive lineman? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Get your votes in. I'm typing my Y for yes. You've got to make a move up front if you're serious about winning in 2020. If he doesn't, that's a big failure from this front office. Now, if a trade does happen, we're going to have you covered here on Chicago Bears Now. That's why after you subscribe, if you haven't already, do that. Turn on notifications. You got to hit that bell if you want to actually get notified on your smartphone when we post a video. You know, like when you're scrolling your phone, oh, boop, Bleacher Report, whatever. Same thing happens here when you turn on notifications. As soon as we post a video, it's going to be up on your phone, and you guys can click on it, and we'll have the latest news and rumors. So make it happen. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. NFL Geeks idea, Matt Ryan. Let's bring the Matt Ryan trade ideas back. 2021 second, 2021 fifth. Again, I had to make a fourth, a 2022 draft pick there, NFL Geek. Matt Ryan is having another good season for Atlanta. The Falcons may stink, but Matty Ice is still pretty solid overall. And as we all know, the Bears need a quarterback. We could, don't get me wrong, this O-line stinks. But Nick Foles and Mitchell Trubisky are not the answer. I know you guys want Trubisky to be the guy. You guys blame Matt Nagy for everything. Guys, there's a reason Tyler Bray got called up to help Nick Foles on the sideline because Trubisky doesn't understand things schematically. Yeah, he's a good athlete. He can make some things happen. Not the future here. Nick Foles clearly isn't the long-term answer. Matty Ice is 35, but we're seeing guys play into their late 30s and even 40s with a guy like Tom Brady, and Matt Ryan's still a damn good quarterback. Should the Bears trade for Matty Ice? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. I don't think the Falcons would trade him mid-season, but if you could get him for that offer you guys just sent in, I absolutely would do it. I would type my 1 for yes. Next one up from Ethan Taylor, Quinnen Williams from the Jets for a second-round pick. There's been some conflicting reports. Ooh, you could get Quinnen Williams for a second-round pick. I find this hard to believe. If you can, do it, even though it's not a major need. You could use some help on that defensive front. Quinnen Williams is an excellent run defender, and that's one area the Bears' defense has struggled with because they miss Eddie Goldman. Now, Quinnen Williams isn't a true nose tackle, but I do think he could help out this defensive front if the Bears were going to make a move for him. I think he would be a big-time beneficiary. You look at the Bears defensive line depth chart here. Obviously, Akeem Hicks has been really good this year, but they miss they miss Eddie Goldman as Bilal Nichols has had to try and replace him. He's been fairly admirable, but they need a run stopper, and I think Quinnen Williams would help there. That being said, I can't imagine the Jets would flip him for a second, considering they just drafted him in the top 5 last year. So would you trade a second-round pick for Quinnen Williams? Type T for trade, type P for pass. I would do it. I would trade a second for him. Would I do a first? Maybe, maybe not, but a second? Absolutely. He is an elite talent, and he's having a really good year for the Jets, despite being on a horrible football team. Now, we've told you guys about Bet Rivers for the better part of a month now. They are our sports betting partner here on Chicago Bears Now. You can make some money all football season long by betting for or against the Bears. How about this? Bet the under every week because, that's how the things are going with this Bears offense. You can get going in the state of Indiana at chatsports.com/betin. In Illinois, it's chatsports.com/betil. You can sign up and deposit from anywhere and get that 100% deposit match, but to actually place a bet, you must be in one of those two states. So one more time, in Illinois, go to this link, chatsports.com/betil. If you want to bet from the state of Indiana, it's chatsports.com/betin. Angel is next up here. He wants A.J. Green for a 4th-round pick. I believe you put a second or a third or a fourth. He's not getting a third. Cincinnati's not. So I did a 4th, and again, it's got to be a 2022 4th because the Bears don't have one this year. A.J. Green is still a decent wide receiver, but he makes a lot of money, and he's not what he once was. I would not throw them a 4th for A.J. Green. Would I do a 5th? Maybe, because, half of his salary cap money or franchise tag money is already gone this year, so you'd eat about $9 million if you brought him on board. That's still a lot for the second half of the season, but you could maybe talk me into it. Make Darnell Mooney your number 3 receiver. Hell, trade Anthony Miller for A.J. Green because Anthony Miller has not been very good this year. He's had some moments, but very inconsistent. I like Mooney a lot. I'm not super excited by the thought of A.J. Green because just extend AR. Make it happen. Ryan Pace, trade for an offensive lineman and extend your number 1 receiver. You do that, I'll be a happy camper. Extend AR. Spam it in the comment section. Continue to get it trending on social media. Speak it into existence. Extend AR. He is a true number 1 receiver. William Wilson is next up here. David Njoku trade idea. Cordarrelle Patterson and a 5th-round pick for Njoku. Don't hate the value. I think the Browns would probably want a 3rd to make it happen, but he hasn't been that productive. Yeah, he's got 2 touchdowns this year, but he only has 7 catches overall. Maybe a 4th-round pick could get it done for Njoku in Cleveland if you are a team trying to acquire the Browns tight end. Cordarrelle Patterson, Nagy keeps trying to use him as like this short yardage running back. It doesn't work. David Montgomery should be your 3-down back with an occasional mix of Patterson. He hasn't been that effective as a running back. He's still a really good kick returner, not that great of a receiver. Has value on this Bears team. He's certainly a locker room, a rah-rah type of guy. But as far as production goes, he just hasn't been that good. Would I do a 5th in Patterson for Njoku? Probably. This tight end group is certainly better this year, but Jimmy Graham, he's older. You can cut him next year for $1 million cap hit. So you could roll with Njoku and Cole Kmet as your 1-2 punch. That'd be a lot of fun. I think Kmet needs to start playing a lot more, and I think he will based on what Matt Nagy is saying. But Njoku and Kmet, that'd be a fun 1-2 punch for the Bears. Now, this group's certainly better than what they were last year, but grade them overall. Don't compare to last year. Just give the Bears tight ends a grade. A, B, C, D, or F. Probably go C, C+. It's been passable. Last year was an F-. It was a total joke. I think Jimmy Graham's been a really good red zone option, and Cole Kmet is starting to improve. And for a 3rd tight end, Demetrius Harris isn't bad. So I'll go C+. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Jackson Rosenthal is next up here. Garett Bolles, the Broncos left tackle, coming to Chicago for a 3rd-round pick. I think the value is actually pretty spot on here. Bolles is a legitimate starting left tackle, much better than Charles Leno. You want to get rid of Leno, here you guys go. And he's a rental. He's hitting free agency. I think if he had a couple years on his deal, it'd probably be more like a 2nd-round pick. But since he's in the last year of his deal, you might be able to get him for like a 3rd, maybe even a 4th, especially if the Broncos go into full sell mode, depending on what happens this weekend. He would be better than Leno, and I hate to keep showing you the step chart, but Ryan Pace needs to do something because this offensive line is a total joke. Make a trade, Ryan Pace. Thanks to everybody for watching this episode of Chicago Bears Now. I really do appreciate it. If you missed our trade targets video, watch it right here. Just click on this box, this link. You can watch that video and get subscribed to the channel. We're like 700 subs from 16,000. Hit this button right here. Bear down.